I'm on a date tonight, so I'll have to just up and go to... No, I'll just do it in front of her, shouldn't I?
Going! He's kept going! He's scored! Oh, Stockport pressure.
It's a 5-star performance from Stockport County.
All right, we got a small house, but we got a big bloody heart, I tell you.
Hello and welcome to another episode of SK3 TV, the show that's like meeting the men of your dreams and then meeting his beautiful wife. Oh, someone spent his weekend sweating pure alcohol and watching Glastonbury. Yes, this is of course your weekly helping of the show for the thinking county fan. As long as that fan's thinking, is it just the heat or is everyone always this weird? Yes, every week we are here to pick over the last week of things, what have happened at county. We? Who's we? Who's we? One of the less entertaining games that the staff at the Urinalysis lab play. Boom. We is me, Nick. I'm here and I press the buttons. But for everything else, that touch of glamour, that bit of pizzazz, that certain je ne sais quoi, it's Hannah. All right, my lovely.
Hello.
How are we doing?
That was a lot. And also, I've just seen your tweet that suggested that one of us was going to be semi-naked.
I made it clear who it was.
I feel like that was false advertising. I'm not advocating. Do you know Ian Dowden has just instantly become my favorite person. Not one, I had my hair cut on Friday, not one single person, not the people that live in my house, not my dad, Dave, not my mum, not my brother, not my nephews, anyone.
I did.
No, you didn't. Well, not
what?
enough. Anyway. That's the first person that's told me that I've got a nice haircut.
This is what happens when we go out with other people because they talk over you. But I definitely, it was one of the first things I said it very early on.
Thanks, I appreciate that. You did know I'd been to the hairdressers though, in fairness.
But I'd have known anyway because I notice things.
All right. Okay. Well, I appreciate it. And I appreciate you, Ian. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate everybody. No, that's a lie because I don't appreciate everybody. I very much unappreciate a lot of people as of the last 24 hours or so because I found myself getting very annoyed.
It's been a lot, hasn't it? The heat hasn't helped today, in fairness, but there's been times where I'll tell you what, I very much missed Thursday and not having access to any form of social media. Very selected WhatsApp.
That episode was a smash hit.
Was it?
That was a smash hit of an episode. That was ridiculous. Yeah, we've stumbled upon a new twist on the antiquated fixture release reaction podcast. I say we, you have. It's your idea.
After today, I'm up for we could just do this once a week and I will know nothing from week to week.
I say we do it after every game. Every Saturday, one of us just doesn't go and just doesn't follow it, and then we'll see what happens on a Monday.
Yeah. So what happened was, I'd be shit at that though. If it was you that didn't go and I had to retell it, I'd be like, well, you know what it's like by the time we get to Monday. I'm like, oh yeah, there was a game, there was a ball.
Well, I found that when we did the one straight after the Huddersfield game in Stockport Gin, and we did the live show, and I found it's amazing how much I do rely on highlights to be able to talk about it like a couple of days after.
No, definitely. It's and I think it takes a little while to assimilate what's happened, to talk to other people. And then you kind of form your opinions over the course of a couple of days. And that Huddersfield game was weird.
I sort of find that the best thing to do really is to just have no opinions and then just take them off other people. Because if the last few days have taught us anything, it's that county fans online know their stuff. I've got some stats later. Don't you worry. Don't you worry about that. Oh.
So, is there anything specific that has wound you up today?
The weather, first and
weather.
foremost.
Okay.
Yes. I woke up. I had a very bad dream last night, but I'm not going to get into that because it was weird.
I had the weirdest dream on
You
Saturday
did, didn't
night.
you? I mean, I didn't think 58 episodes in would be when we started reporting back on our dreams, but here we are.
It was so, I think there's a lot to unpack. But essentially I was in a lift with Charlie and someone else that I can't remember, who he mistook me for the person that was inside Vernon Bear. And he basically added me to the team sheet and I was going to be the striker, but he didn't really tell anyone else. My name was wrong on the team sheet. I got
classic county.
I messed up parking at Edgeley Park, which was not Edgeley Park, and then I had to get through all the police and stuff, and I kept saying like I'm playing, and everyone was like, well, no, you're not, because you're a girl, but also you're Hannah. And I think my name, I can't remember what my name was on the team sheet. It was like vaguely reminiscent. And then I finally got there. I had no kit. I ended up in tears. Bellis had to go and get me a kit from the shop. I didn't have boots. Then my boots had to be like fitted, like when you get ski boots and they do the foam and like around your foot. That happened, but I didn't have any shin pads, and I was really upset by that because I knew that Charlie would be even more upset. I mean, regardless of the fact that they'd already kicked off by this point and I'm still dicking around because there's no women's changing room. I mean, there is apparently, but there was in my dream there was no women's changing room, so I didn't know where to get changed. No one was bothered by the fact that I don't play football, and B, wasn't registered to play for the team. There was none of that. And eventually I think I got to the bed because then I couldn't get to the pitch because I had no credentials. Macaulay Southam Hales scored against us. Really good goal.
You're ticking so many boxes off with this right now.
Oh my God. It was a lot. And then it carried on, and I was trying to get to Charlie to apologize, and Fraser Horsfall was sat on this on the floor in this cave. I didn't even have cheese. I don't know what I ate before I went to bed on Saturday night, but was it Saturday night? I say it wasn't even. We were out on Friday, weren't we? What had I done? Oh, I'd been to the F1 movie, and I'd been to that P. Louise place at Cheadle's, right near you, actually.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh. I would have said thanks for the invite sarcastically, but I was in no fit state to do anything on Saturday.
I don't think you'd have loved it, in fairness. So that was my weird dream. And I do think this was born out of Tanto related anxiety. That's not true. I have no Tanto related anxiety.
No, I don't. Well, what we'll do some admin, and then we'll go. I'm not going to talk to you about my dream because it was very distressing. It was a nightmare is the word I was looking for. It was a nightmare. It was very distressing, and we'll get on to that in a minute after the admin, which comes after this. We are, of course, proudly sponsored by Blackbird Kitchen on the pans at Gorilla Manchester, where we shall be on Saturday evening, are we not? For Mike Elsmore's birthday. Big up. 30. Key of the door, all that caper. And also on the grills at Impossible Manchester, and soon to be on the fryers at Lens Chippy in Droylsden. Other admin, buy us a coffee if you want. If you don't want to, it's fine.
That sounded really aggressive. I know that you then softened it afterwards with if you like, but buy us a coffee sounded abrupt.
You do it. You do that bit then. Well, that can be another bit of admin that you do. I'll just do the sponsor. You do the rest of it.
So, if anyone would like to buy, and we've said this a lot, we won't ever charge for this. We pay for it all ourselves. We're heavily sponsored by my company.
Yeah.
But people have said that they would like to buy us a drink one night. So we've got a coffee fund. Nick, I mean, for transparency, you may not actually use it for coffee. I probably would. But
No, I think I probably would. I think iced coffee at the moment, based on the weather.
I made an iced coffee earlier and felt really like metropolitan. And
was it a woke iced coffee?
It was just.
It's got to be woke nowadays. Your iced coffee.
I mean, it was, what was it? Almond espresso, and like an almond espresso.
Almond. That's a very woke coffee flavouring.
Like whizzed cold milk. It was nice.
Oh, good.
Pleased with myself.
Well, I may treat myself to an iced coffee while I'm out and about in Stockport on Wednesday afternoon because, of course, as part of our Stockport culture remit, I've got a couple of episodes lined up that I will be filming on Wednesday with some new toys that I'll be getting tomorrow. So I'll need to practice with the toy. I'm just making it sound weirder and weirder. The new equipment. I'm going to get my equipment out and...
No.
I'm going to record 2 podcasts, is what I'm going to do.
Hey! Matt Jones is in Sharon El Sheikh. I mean...
Who's she when she's at home?
I know!
I've never heard of her.
She's Sean's sister.
Dan Malt, don't worry, there is a Facebook post of the week, despite what you have been doing with that page, because
I mean,
it's
they're
some
all
of the stuff
on
that's
holiday,
getting...
aren't they? If anyone wants to post some shit to the Facebook group at the moment, I'm amazed that there's been anything unapproved, quite honestly.
There's all manner of... I'm surprised we've actually got one tonight. It's genuinely like... But looking at the stuff that's on there, I'm like, we could have had that, we could have had that, we could have had that. Yeah. But maybe I'm just overly picky.
No, there's been a few. What was it? The one about the... they wanted to put the logo of an airline in.
We'll have that after. We'll get on that.
Well, surely for fun, you'd have like Stockport isn't shit, or you'd have Stockport County 5, Wrexham 0. I mean, Liam Cash could go to town on that, like all summer. It'd go viral, wouldn't it?
Just have like Bandioki at Highballer last Friday of the month. Oh, and it's also Foodie Friday.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
I mean, there could be it could just be incredibly the actual words to the scarf.
The actual just proudly, just massive across the pitch. Yeah.
So I mean, I'm up for if that requires any form of sponsorship. M3 Global Research will be prepared to chip in.
Oh God!
I've not done it yet, but it's the deadline this week. If anyone's, I think that the deadline this week is for people who've sponsored players before. But the package is changing a little bit this season, and you get a video message from the player that you sponsor.
Oh,
I mean, it'll just be really awkward now, like.
Yes, I mean, as if it wasn't awkward enough me talking to Owen Moxon about cloning him with the shirt. Yes, I'd say it will be very awkward.
Charlotte, I've got loads of shirts to sell, and I was kind of packing them all up last night, and I was like, oh, maybe I should sell the Owen Moxon one from last season. And Charlotte was like, but Mum, you won't be able to sniff it anymore. And then she was like, I'm going to tell him in Pinatar that you've been sniffing his shirt. And I was like, oh my God, she actually will. Can you imagine? And so I said to her, I'll bring it along with me and get him to spray it again, like with whatever it is it smells of.
Yeah, maybe you can sponsor his aftershave.
That's what Charlotte said.
That's what you want. See, great minds. God, yes.
Oh, dear.
Talking of the other content I'll be doing on Wednesday, how can people get all that, Hannah? And what should they do while they're browsing our various pages to find that?
They should like and subscribe on all of the things, and then they'll be first to find out when there's something new, because our content release schedule is somewhat erratic at the moment. So that will just bring a sense of decorum to proceedings.
Exactly. Yes, it will. What we'll do then, before we get into it, so we've got loads to talk about. We've got the Tanto stuff. We've got Edgerley Wildlife Reserve. Little treat for the video readers there. I've got when it goes warm with this webcam, it does like the Breaking Bad filter. The New Mexico.
really?
It just changes to New Mexico filter. You'll see that as a. There we go. Hey, yeah. I don't know if it's because I'm moving or I don't know, but I don't know if it's a bug or a feature. Don't care.
I've moved to the sofa today, so when things get really bad, then I've got like a whole therapist chair type posture.
Well, you're going to need that very, very shortly. So we've got the Tanto chat, we've got Edgerley Wildlife Reserve, another treat for the video readers there. There's Pinatar tickets. Maybe we'll get a sign-in at 9 o'clock. Maybe we won't. I don't know, but we will be on air till 9 o'clock.
8 o'clock one. Did anyone check?
No, of course there wasn't.
Said,
Do you not think we'd have led with that?
Well, I assumed not. Someone would mention it, wouldn't they?
Yes. So what we'll do first, because Dan Moll has asked specifically for the jingle, we will have our unapproved...
Here for the jingle. He's only here for the jingle.
Fraud! We will have the jingle, and then we'll do... Well, I'll let the jingle tell you what we're going to do.
Unapproved County Facebook group, host of the
So this jingle will take us nicely on to our first point of discussion for the evening. I am going to read this out as it's written, because that's where the beauty is,
Okay.
I think. So if I take quite a while to get from one word to another, it's because the space bar has been hit more than once.
Okay.
Okay. What are people thinking? It's like the kid out of Malcolm in the Middle, the kid in the wheelchair who can't get his breath. He's like between every word. What are people thinking? Do we think number 9 will go Charlton? Question mark. Which brings us up very nicely to the first topic.
To answer the unapproved county Facebook post of the week, it does appear that way.
Yes.
There has been multiple. I mean, it all started a week ago, last Friday night, when stories started to emerge, and then I think quite quickly, like by the Saturday, I think Sam Bernard.
I mean, yeah, the clincher. Yeah, so after it came out on the Friday, he mentioned it on the Saturday, and then this Saturday he tweeted about it at 11:15 at night. And that takes us on to this morning when I awoke from my night terrors and thought, oh, it's all right, I'll get back to sleep for a bit. Couldn't. Thought I'll have an idle browse on Twitter, and then at 7:06 in the AM, what did I see? Sam Byrne saying he expects Charlton Athletic to complete the signing of Tanto Alafi. And there's been a lot of stuff circulating around this about sell-on fees. There's like what seems to be a credible Millwall journalist who's saying Millwall have 45% sell-on, which means we're getting less than $1 million, which does seem a bit on the low side.
Is it 45% of profits?
45% of the sale, apparently. But then,
Okay.
I think they have something for any future profits or something. That's how it works on Football Manager, anyway. Like,
Oh, right.
still
Well,
get a bit,
that'll be it then. Yeah, I think we said last week, don't begrudge him the move. He didn't seem wholly comfortable / happy for most of last season, and it's an opportunity to play at a higher level. It's an opportunity to move closer to home. I don't think he's got much in the way of family up here, so good luck to him. I think it's what I do find funny about this whole story is the juxtaposition of, yeah, let him go, didn't rate him anyway, and we're going to get 1.5 million. And then someone replies and says, we're only going to get 40% of whatever the deal is. And then they're like, oh, make him stay. Or better, well, we need 3 million for him then.
It's been
Right.
it's blown my mind. Just when I think, I was going to say county fans, but it's we, isn't it? Just when I think we can't surprise us anymore, we just go and do it. It's. I think I said it to you when I think I texted you and said yesterday. We've basically turned into like when you see like them teenage lads like on a Saturday night outside a nightclub as it's closing, and like, oh, didn't watch Shagger anyway, mate. Come on, let's get a kebab and go home. And that's very much what it is. There seems to be this awful lot of revisionism. It's like, oh well, we need a 20-goal a season striker, and he isn't one. Well, when the one season he's had where he played week in week out and played to the middle, he got 20 goals and we won the league. I've then seen people saying, oh well, it's because of him that we're not in the Championship. No. I mean, it's because of him that we're in League One, a large part, given that he was one of the top scorers. Let's see. It baffles my head. It really blows my mind, some of the gymnastics, the mental gymnastics going on and obviously this is part of the approach now. We want to be bringing younger players in, because lest we forget, we paid I think 200 grand for him altogether. I think 150 grand up front and then 50 grand after promotion. So there's obviously going to be a hefty sell on for us to get him at such a knockdown price, because Gillingham were after him at the time as well when they'd just been taken over. So there's competition for him. So that might have been the only way we could get him, was by having a deal like that. It's entirely possible that to get it done, Millwall are accepting less of a sell-on. There's all sorts of like different things that can affect these sell-ons.
But all we need to do as well is to ask Millwall nicely, apparently.
Yeah.
Offer to give them less was suggested. All right, yeah. I'm sure
that's all you're getting. Yeah. But so there's just plenty. There's so much going on. I mean, it seems like it's been going on for a while, because I know Sam Byrne mentioned that there's been interest for quite a while. I think probably going back to January.
Yeah.
But the thing that worries me, I think, is that he's got a profile of both pace and strength, which you don't tend to see a lot of at this level. And can you replace that for the money we're going to have available to spend? I don't know.
No, and there are options out there, and it may be that it's a loan. It may be that we can structure a loan like Ryan Rydell's, like the ones that Orient had last season, where there's a no recall clause. I think that would be prudent given the situation with Louis Barry last season. But yeah, I think we just got to wait and see. It does feel like it's gone quiet on the incoming front, but my suspicion is that they are perhaps going with the whole like shit sandwich approach, where there's a bit of good news and then Tanto goes and then there's some more good news.
Yeah, very much so. The shit sandwich approach, which is what they do at Costa, because I had something from there the other day and it was absolutely vile.
Have you had the Marks and Spencer's strawberries and cream sandwich?
I have been... The two sides of me have been battling it out all weekend thinking about this.
Right.
The gluttonous child in me
Yeah.
thinks I'll never want to eat anything ever again. But then the whole live Tory, vote Labour inside me thinks, no, you can't do that. No, this is preposterous. Eat some proper food. So I don't know where I sit with it.
I currently sit in the I can't be asked to drive to the Peel Centre or Handforth Dean
Yeah.
at stupid o'clock in the morning to get a sandwich that might be out of stock when I get there.
Yeah.
If there was still Simply Food in Hazel Grove, that would be a different thing. I'd be there, like on the way to school, be there when they open, like queuing politely, like with the other people who would inevitably be there for the strawberries and cream sandwich. So yeah,
it does open up the possibility though of using things other than butter, mayo, and cheese spread as a sandwich lubricant.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I'm all for it. It sounds cakey, which sounds good. Also, if anyone sees, this has worked out very well, my kind of public service requests in the past. Although I did never get anyone to fit the car charger. Ferrero Rocher ice creams. They're all over every bloody bus stop in Stockport, and I really, really want one. Can't get one anywhere. So if anyone finds Ferrero Rocher ice creams, let me know where stocks them, and I shall get myself there.
that's why we don't advertise this podcast, because if we did and then people couldn't get it, there'd be uproar, there'd be rioting in the streets.
Yeah, well, I'm sure they probably move on with their lives quite quickly.
I mean, if they wouldn't, it just make you worry for them, doesn't it?
Yeah. So yeah, I think I'm looking forward to the shit sandwich of news, which has got to be fairly imminent. I think last I heard he was kind of at medical stage. He was obviously at training last week, and there were pictures with natural hair and a blue comb stuck in it, which probably means nothing.
Yeah, well, it probably does, Hannah, but who was trying to read into it?
Oh, definitely not me. Although it did make me laugh because I don't imagine, I don't know this for a fact, he could be really friendly with Max Crocombe, the goalkeeper off of Burton, who was released by Burton like the same day. So maybe it was a early awareness, like solidarity support.
Yes.
thing.
Yeah. That was what we landed on after hours of thought. That was that was what you landed on after hours of thought.
The poor lad probably just forgot to take it out. Like he keeps it in there for emergencies and I don't know.
Yes, that sort of thing. Yeah.
Because let's be honest, he was probably getting his hair done for his Charlton signing photos.
Yeah, he wants to look good on those pictures. Yeah, and he is gonna look good. And for the people seem to want to, like I said before, people seem to want to put him down. They say, people, like county fans in particular, who said, "Oh no, he's not going to be good enough for the Championship." Like we've watched a whole lot of Championship football in the last 25 years.
Yeah.
Like, he's got pace and power. He improved last summer immeasurably. Obviously, had the injury that made him take a while to get going, and he lost his place to Louis Barry. But he's obviously a hard worker who's keen on not just improving his game, but improving how he looks after himself off the pitch. So that'll stand him in good. I mean, there's a reason. It's quite possible Charlton maybe put a bid in January or made an inquiry, and we said, well, no, but they've not gone for other targets. And that's, but at the same time, that's the thing that worries me. That's the thing that's like, well, Charlton didn't really find anyone else to move on to who gives that profile. But Challoner has always evolved the team. We've lost players, and we've always evolved. So it'll be fine. It will be fine, despite what some people are saying.
Ferrero Rocher ice creams have been located already. Thank you.
See, it's No, I'm not going to say that. No, I will say that. This is like Jim will fix it. The good side of Jim will fix it.
Like the fixture release thing, which made me laugh on Thursday. I got some nice comments of people saying that they read the fixture list and like, oh yeah, that one makes sense, and oh, I can see the sequences, and I can see, yeah, it was nice. People think that they were completely random previously, so.
My favourite part of that episode was Casbert's tweet about you basically speaking for the whole fan base with your it's the greatest picture ever seen. It's fantastic. It just summed it up.
It's now become a sticker.
It has for all you wild WhatsAppers out there.
Yeah, I don't know what the stickers are. I mean, like, I do because everyone else uses them, but I don't. I'm too old for that.
It's a fun way to express yourself, Hannah.
No, it's another way to take the piss out of Hannah with a stupid.
Have you seen the stickers of me that exist? The piss taker. Oh, a bit of knee there. You're welcome, everybody. Oh, no one expected that tonight, did they? Yeah, so it does seem as though this week will be the week that Tanto goes, but we're still making a profit, I think should be the headline. We're making a sizable profit on a player who we got 2.5 years out of, got a promotion out of, some great... The hat-trick against Wrexham as well, just some great moments all around. And more importantly, it's something we can point... Hang on.
Dave Philbin has sent in...
So we've just received... Oh, no. So we've just received...
I thought this had gone quiet. I thought it was all fine.
I wouldn't mind, but we started this Dave Philbin group chat about an hour ago. And then all of a sudden... You can't kick it off with that. So, I feel sick. Oh, this is going to be the worst summer ever. So West Brom Extra on Twitter.
Who appear, I've just done a quick check. They're blue ticked, which means nothing. So are we.
No, I mean, we're blue ticked. No.
They've got over 8,000 followers. They do appear to be legit West Brom fan page.
Just put Dan Mole out of his misery, for the love of God, Hannah.
It says, who likes pie then?
Pie spell
PYE.
So this has been episode 58 of SK3 TV. Probably won't be any more. So this sort of brings us on to the overriding topic we wanted to bring up on the show, which is your new season resolutions. We've had a very good one from John Billsby that I'll read out in a bit. So mine, I've been very worried for all the moaning we've done on here about how people react to things and the way they get the knickers in a twist. I'm worried that as the days kind of go on without a signing, I'm becoming. It's like a Mitchell and Webb thing, and I'm like, oh, are we the baddies? And it feels very much like that's what I've become. What I swore to destroy, and I need to make sure I snap out of that. That's my main resolution, is that I need to do that, because and now that if that is true, I'm gonna hurt somebody, Hannah. Probably myself.
I feel like this is the inevitable one in lots of ways. This is the one that we went into the end of the season half expecting. There'd been so much talk around him, and that it was for him as a player, I reckon would probably benefit from another season.
In
League One, but I'm not surprised. He was re-signed last summer, wasn't he? So
He's got
got
another 2 years. Yeah.
2 years on his contract. So if we're going to cash in, then it's going to be now. And yeah, I'm a bit surprised, I think, that it hasn't happened sooner, or at least there hasn't been any chatter. So we will see, I guess.
You know what would be great is if we did sell him. Yay! Ice cream! If we did sell him, it'd be wonderful if we insisted on a 40% sell-on fee.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be
Well,
amazing?
in all honesty, it would be stupid not to have some kind of sell-on thing.
Oh, that's where the money should be if we're going to sell these players. But as I was saying before we got onto that horrific piece of breaking news, God, we just did actual breaking news.
Well, I mean, we did it's not really breaking news, is it? But it was traumatic enough for me to request an ice cream, which was delivered very quickly. She's up in a game.
Just to promptly deliver that. That does look good. That does.
It's a crunchy one, and it's got like popping candy on the top.
Oh,
Mm.
that's very much my thing. That's a bit of me. That is. Yeah. So yeah, the main crux of what I was trying to say about Tanto was that it's a sign for when we sign in other players, like other younger players, we can point to where Tanto's gone on and where Ethan Pye's going to go on to. Apparently, we can point to that and say, look, this is what we've done. We've picked up these players for peanuts and sold them on for over £1 million, over £14 million in Ethan Pye's case,
And
3.14 million.
The good news is that, and I know this will be a massive relief to some members of the fan base, Ethan Pye hasn't got a song. So, we're not losing a Saturday banger, because, that's been one of the criticisms of Tanto's departure, that he's got a good song, as had Will Collar, Fraser Horsfall. Will Collar's gone to MK Dons, hasn't he?
Yeah. I was saying this to on the show Ben Walker earlier, that he put it to me that Will Collar might be the most MK Dons player you can imagine. I don't know why it is. I don't know if it's his accent that you can't quite pinpoint. I don't know, but you can just see him at MK Dons, and there he is. Yeah, as everyone suspected, and as he alluded to in his in the news story that they greeted his signing with, he basically said, "Oh, it's been a long time in the making." So, yeah, but they seem happy. It's always nice to see MK Dons fans happy, isn't it?
It wasn't. I mean, the thing about MK Dons is, and I think I said this last week, for me, they could well be another Carlisle. It feels like it doesn't seem to matter what they throw at that team. New managers, brilliant players, facilities, investment, all of that. It just doesn't seem to make any difference. But what I would say, though, is Will Collar's not gone for the big summer haircut this summer. Louis Barry has gone back to his summer vibes from last
summer vibes,
which, I mean, I wouldn't have encouraged him in that direction, but.
Well, I have. Well, you were chowing down on what looks like the most fantastic ice cream ever, and one that I will be going to pick up a few of tomorrow. I've had a little browse on one of the West Brom message boards, and apparently that account is credible. So, make that what you will.
It's all right. Well, Emma's just messaged me and said, "I'm not having that." And I was like, "So we're going to Bury to protest."
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah. Oh, that just leaves us like we didn't have enough work to do in the window, as it is.
A few weeks ago, Matt, the Wrexham fan, was like, "Oh, you're having a full rebuild, aren't you?" And I was like, "Oh, well, it's just, it's fine." I'm actually quite increasingly excited by it, and I said this earlier on. Like the ones that we brought in, I think Ethan Pye and Tanto will be a little bit different. But the ones that we brought in have all been upgrades on the outgoing players. So yeah, I mean, we every season, like look at Birmingham last season. They had a horrible start to the season because they were like with a new team, and then when it clicks, and you run with it. We had a really good start to the season last year, but we don't normally. And to say that we won't again suggests that lessons have not been learned, and we don't learn anything from having tough starts to the season with new backlines.
Yeah. I mean, it was already a fairly new backline as it was, but with that, you think, oh my word. Well, hopefully there'll be a returning player or two who have already played in that backline. That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Would. Yeah.
I'll accept that. See that even though I think for most of the past 18 months or so, I've been resigned. I was resigned to losing Ethan Pye last summer. Pleasant surprise that we kept hold of him, and clearly, if he is going to West Brom, that was the right decision for him. But then with nothing happening this summer, I kind of got to a stage where I thought, oh, maybe it'll be one more year, and then there'll be a big bidding war when he's got a year left of his contract. But no.
And the other thing as well, which we've never had, but Grimsby had with McAtee. Occasionally, they will loan players back to the parent club. Well, no longer the parent club. The previous club, I guess.
Yeah.
And that's a scheme that works very well for some players as well. The higher placed team, higher league team recognizes the potential, and it gives the other team some inward investment, and so
for all the talk of Tanto leaving and how much I think we're going to miss what he offers, you can always find there's always going to be rough diamond attacking players. Oh, Diamond, he's one. You can always find you can always find like rough diamond attacking players with a bit of pace that you can polish up. That's something you can do. Finding a left-footed centre back who's comfortable in a 3 or a 4 is a lot trickier.
It is, and do you know what? I need to check the 442 article again. I don't think I would have.
I'm just mopping my sweaty brow. Don't mind me.
I don't think I would have put Ethan Pye in it because I think he was too much of a flight risk. But Tanto has now been eliminated from.
Oh God! Well, as Ian Dowden pointed out in the comments, that's the second highly rated Pie will have lost this season.
Nice.
I did actually, to wrap up the Tanto chat, that feels like it's been going on for ages. So one of the things that's pissed me off is this talk of, he's shit in front of goal and all this, and just very much along the lines of, we didn't want to shag him anyway. Once again, so I think this is courtesy of Silomas, if I can find him. So I don't know where he found this. I can't find him at all now. Where do I find this? But essentially, judging by in both his League 2 season and League 1, he's been amongst the front runners for chances converted, and
it was,
and that's easy to find as well. Well, not for me right now.
And it looked at like where he was ranked in the league, didn't it?
Yes,
like based on his kind of average performances.
Yeah, and he was up there in like the top 5 or 6 in the league. I just think again it's another symptom of people watching too much top flight football, and I think that's what it is. And people holding like 3rd division players to the same standards, but people won't stop, Hannah. They won't stop. Should we? I'll tell you what else won't stop. It's like I'm doing a radio show. I'm doing some great links. I'll tell you what else won't stop. It's the feature that we like to call the Random County Non-League Goal of the Week, as sourced by Chris Eaton. Here's one.
Dispossessed. Minihan wins it back, but when he fires it forward, there's nobody there for Worcester City. They're pinned back in their own half here. It's Menna. Through the gap now for Marsden! It's 3-2! John Marsden slots it home left-footed, timed his run to perfection, and the Hatters lead here by 3-2, back from the dead, and the Hatters have done it.
I was just about to say, Marsden's like one of them days where everything's just half a yard out for him. He times it run perfectly, great ball in behind, and he slots it well past Bourne. But those scenes in the corner there, county fans are all celebrating with the players, and that puts the thought to bed that county players are already on the holidays for the summer.
So John Marsden in April 2016 with the winner against Worcester City. Thank you to Chris Eaton for sourcing that for us. Have you got more news?
Josh McEachran has signed for Bristol Rovers, so we'll be seeing him in Pinatar.
Oh, yes. Yes. Oh, I did see someone. This is what I mean about the Facebook group letting. And oh no, actually, it was on Twitter, where there's no block on anything. I saw someone on Twitter ask if Southern Hales was going to be at the fan event in Pinatar, and just had to go for a lie down before I got all my stuff set up for this. At that point, I was like, no.
Bless
Speaking
him.
of Pinatar, yes, tickets are available. The club have tweeted the link. Yes.
It's in Spanish, the website, but you can turn it into English. It's €15 for adults.
Oh, €15 to turn it into English, or €15 for tickets?
Yeah. And €5 for under 10s.
Okay.
If you see Charlotte there, she's definitely 9, as you all know.
Famously. I mean, if I went on a quiz show and they said like name a 9-year-old, I'd say Charlotte. So
Yeah, as would all of the fan base.
my county stress ball that you got me is getting a real working out today. Genuinely, like, I'm going to end up eating it. Like, I think give it 10 minutes and it's going to be fully in my mouth. It's going to be the end of me. What else did we have? Oh, so the Edgeley Wildlife Reserve.
Oh yeah.
There was an article on BBC News today, actually. Friend of the show, Dave Marchbank, was in the article, along with a couple of local residents, shall we say. Did enjoy the editorial choice to have them photographed in front of said piece of land, thus demonstrating that it's a state. And they've put a banner up now, but you can't read it because there's stuff in the way.
I mean, as soon as it says in the actual paperwork, several deluded individuals, I mean, that kind of takes all of the power away from, in the worst case of Japanese knotweed that they'd ever seen, that diminishes. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer on the whole, whatever they're calling it, county sleep out thing on Friday, but it is taking part in the pop side, and I am genuinely concerned that the Edgeley Wildlife are going to be a little bit too close for comfort.
Yeah.
You know, I'm the one that found a dead rat on the seat on Boxing Day a couple of years ago.
Do you remember? It might have been either the last season or the one before, but it was a lot. I think it was a Tuesday night away trip, and obviously the media people had got dropped off back at Edgeley Park, and Sam Byrne posted a picture of a fox asleep on the pitch.
Oh really?
Under the heat lamps. Yeah.
I'm not seeing that.
So maybe there'll be a headline on Saturday morning. It'll be like, charity supporting football fans mauled by foxes, like 4 in hospital. But there does seem a bit of a. Obviously, as you said, and as we said when it got announced, I obviously commend the whole initiative and everything. It's really good, but there seems to be an element of the fan base that are treating it as some big piss up. I'm surprised the club haven't had to put a thing out saying. I know we said bring food and drink, but guys,
I
like,
was
there's going
really
to be people getting
yeah.
takeaways delivered. It's like actually that goes against the whole thing.
Well, right, like we talked about this, and my response to it was, "Oh, that could be fun. I'll bring my human-sized dog bed, and my duvet." And I was going to bring something else as well. I can't remember what it was, like rat repellent, maybe. And then, then I had a little word with myself. It's like maybe this isn't in keeping with the slumming it type approach. Like it's not it's not supposed to be comfortable because it's supposed to be understanding authentically what it's like to sleep out at night without any kind of creature comforts, without your takeaway being delivered, without, I mean, I would have been there with my like M&S picnic, probably would have got a strawberries and cream sandwich, let's be honest. Unfortunately, neither of the children wanted. One's already at a sleepover.
Well, they're only 9, aren't they? That's too young for that.
They're a bit little. And there wasn't going to be enough space in my dog bed for more than one. Yeah, but like honestly, it's I know other clubs that have done it and it's been really, really successful. And I mean, at the end of the day, people are being asked to be sponsored for this as well. So that it feels like that message has been lost a little bit in the whole. I'm gonna my barbecue.
I just get these chilling premonitions of people same time next year saying, "Oh, we're doing another one," and the club basically going, "No, there's no plans to," and you all know why. It's been treated very much as a social occasion.
Yeah,
and I'm all done on social occasions for the moment.
There'll be people hiding booze all over the pop side. So
God,
the season.
yeah, exactly that.
The toilets.
I'm sort of tempted to go and do that in Heaton Park over the next couple of weeks, just in case I get an Oasis ticket.
Haven't people been like burying like drugs and things for months?
Oh, I'm off to Heaton Park. I'll let you know.
Oh,
see what I can find.
Yeah. To our conversation last week, someone messaged me today and they're like, "Oh, I've got a spare Oasis ticket." I said, "Oh, my friend wants one." And then it was like, "Oh, it was one of the premium, like,"
yeah, right.
It's like, I don't think he wants to pay 300 quid, but thanks.
No, I'm not happy about paying £150 if it comes to it, to be honest. And having seen the video of someone's recorded the sound check from Cardiff.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, they say it was Oasis sound check. It just sounded like some pissed up bloke outside the Chestergate. So that's something to look forward to for those people who are making it their one social occasion for the year. Before we get the imminent 9 o'clock announcement of 7 new signings and 2 departures, we should get on to what we discussed during the day and at the top of the show, which was your new season resolutions. John Bilsbury's is very good, actually. If I can just find it, I put a star next to it so I can. New season resolution: I'll try not to judge how others do county fanning. Stoned, pissed, stay on the concourse all March. If they leave me alone, I'm going to let them get on with it. Which is a good way of doing it, because there's always... People are just always going to be dicks, aren't they?
Yeah, and yeah. And I think as long as I'm all for that, but I do get. I'm trying to find a diplomatic way of saying this. Like, I'm fine as long as it doesn't interfere with my like sensory bubble.
Yeah. That's completely fair. Just don't be a dick, but that might be a lot to ask. So try and be a dick in an orderly fashion.
Like, and try and constrain. I'm just gonna stop talking. My football resolutions are. So this came from this kind of, like, when you start these New Year's resolutions, it's like it's an opportunity to do things differently, and by the middle of January you've already forgotten about them. So then you try again for the beginning of the football season, and when I mess those ones up, I've got the fit like back to school in September. That's my other one. So I feel like there's some kind of bandwidth to go at. One of mine is to be kind of more opinionated, or more not forceful with my opinions, but be like I will shy away from confrontation and arguments, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, but for me a lot of it has always been because I don't like have faith in my own opinions and assertions. I assume that someone's just going to tell me I'm wrong, and I'll be like, yeah,
but have you seen the people who don't get told they're wrong?
No,
I think you'll be okay.
Yeah, so I'm going to be less nice. What else am I going to do? I'm not going to buy all of the shirts. Because
Just the green and white hooped one.
I mean, it sounds a bit Celtic to me. That'd be a shame, wouldn't it? Yeah, I don't have to buy all the merch because I won't wear them. I'm gonna, like, at the end of last season, I stopped wearing shirts, and nothing terrible happened. I mean, I wore
football shirts. I thought you meant just in general. I was like, I missed that.
No. Yeah, so I think, and now I've got there's going to be a shirt bonanza on eBay imminently. I think that can fund my ongoing sponsorship of SK3 away TV sponsored Owen Moxon, or whatever his full name is.
The formally and provisionally sponsored,
but in name sponsored by Charlotte Brown.
Age 9.
She was so pissed off when she found out that it said SK3 TV in the programme, like proper pissed off. And I'm a bit scared of her sometimes. So
get her in as an intern as well.
No, I don't think we want that. But she could probably be persuaded to do some live content from Pinatar.
Sold. Sold. The takeover.
Hey, 2 minutes to go, Nick. Has there been any no, we'd know if there were daft teasers and stuff.
Yes, I've got notifications on. So we'll just hang around for. Do you have any more resolutions, or is that your big one?
Oh God, yeah, because Laurent Tolage has got a buyout of 800 grand, and that happened. Just Aidan, I love you, but just give your head a wobble.
That should be everyone else's resolution, to give their head a wobble. Just, as I said to John Billsbury on Twitter this morning, I'm all for us just waiting. I'm all for us like making the signings, but then waiting like 2 or 3 weeks to announce them. Like going into Pinatar with like so many trialists that they have to use like the Greek alphabet as well as the regular ones. That sort of thing.
I mean, last season we took 2 or 3 out. There was the lad that ended up playing for Salford. There was
Cameron Jerome. Dwight Gale.
Really, yeah. So maybe that'll happen again. I don't think we didn't have Norwood by then, did we? So yeah, I mean, there has to be a decent amount of activity this week, I think, because they'll want them to have that experience as a team as much as anything. Like the team bonding, they go out for meals. And
it's very important. Yeah.
there's this whole thing this time that they're supposedly staying somewhere else so they don't have to play Uno with the fans, and
Never played Uno.
Right. Well, we're not getting a 9 o'clock announcement, are we? What was I going to say then? Jake Tabor signed for Swindon.
He
That was
did
my
indeed.
game. So I'm going to Swindon and Walsall. I've got a game to go to on the
On the
first
opening day.
Saturday now. Yeah. Yep. And I hate the Best Cup. So
No.
shows some real kind of investment in his little journey. Yeah, that right.
That'll be fun. Is there anything else then before we?
New shirt on Friday. New home shirt.
It looks as though yes, some tech wizards, the boffins, you could say, have done a bit of technical jiggery pokery on the blacked out image that County have shared, and I am not a fan of the Puma logo being under. I don't like centralized badges anyway, but the Puma logo being under the badge is a big no-no for me.
Some people really love them, don't they? It's like it's a bit of a Marmite thing. I have no preference whatsoever. Although I did say to you, if you were a woman with large breasts, sometimes.
So I'm just trying to imagine what that'd be like. Go on, yeah.
I'm not anymore, but I had my day. The logo, the emblem, sometimes depending on the cut of the shirt, would like end up in your armpit. So at least with the centralized logo, you don't get that. So that's
there you go. County have officially gone woke. They're doing it for the larger breasted women.
Don't be daft, because it's not like we've got women's fitted shirts yet. That would be, they bring those out, bloody hell. Then I'll be back to buying all of the shirts again. Yeah. So anyone with large breasts.
Yeah. Getting there.
Muscles, get like.
Oh, I'm not getting there.
Hike it out from under your armpit. The logo, not the breast tissue.
That's top of my list of sentences I did not think could be said on here ever. And I always assumed it'd be me who said something like that.
What I would say though is there's been lots of rumours for a good few weeks about very specific descriptions of the 3 shirts. And I am increasingly convinced that they are scurrilous, intentionally leaked to distract and divert. Because it normally, I think last season things weren't too bad. I think there was one leaked maybe, and there's all sorts of points. So they go from Puma to the club, they go from the club to Steve Cree's printing plant. Some of them go to Lando, presumably, for everything that he does, and people are like third parties are involved, at each stage. So I think the year the red and blue one came out, there was a picture of it in a box, wasn't there? Someone had opened up a box, and it all gets a bit silly. But the rumors this time they've not changed. Everyone has heard the same. So they're either bang on and someone has seen them, or they've been very intentionally, and we won't know. That's the fun, and I quite enjoy this, like as a fun reveal. Oh, we're one from 3.
Yeah. Oh, we're getting there. But it's going to be over the space of a month, isn't it? So that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Very excited. I'm adamant that we'll be with Umbro next season.
Oh.
And I am all for it. I've got to the point now. I think since we've had Puma, obviously everyone was like some of the Joma ones were good in all fairness, but since we've had Puma, I think we peaked with the League 2 Champions one with the red on it, and this season's yellow. Well, the season just gone's yellow and blue one. For me, we peaked with those two. I don't think we can get anything more out of Puma. And Umbro have got Stockport connections. If you believe people who've been down to the club shop, they have seen in an office window a pile of different football shirts that are Umbro.
Oh, really? I've not
Yeah,
heard that.
I think one of them was Brentford. I think another might have been West Ham, which stinks of samples. And
Yeah.
also with them doing the retro reissues, there
Mm,
there is an Umbro one from the 80s, a blue and white striped one. That I think would do very well as a reissue, and
yeah.
that could be so. If we get that as an Umbro reissue at some point this season, that's the point that clinches it for me. That'll be they're
Yeah.
looking to gauge the sales of that before. But I would
Yeah.
love Umbro. Yeah, I think we've hit the wall now.
Yeah, I think with Umbro as well, it's not Umbro, Puma. I can't remember who it was. Like, so our training kit, and then was it Barrett? Someone else has got exactly the same one. It's like, oh, that looks familiar.
Yeah, it's almost like Puma have just ran out of ideas now.
Yeah.
I'm sure the word bespoke will get bandied around a lot, and then we can have month-long arguments about what bespoke means, which is a change from talking about our lack of signings.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'll take whatever I can get by this point.
Because even we had a bespoke one a couple of seasons ago from Puma, and then when I was in the pub in Swindon, I was served by a bloke who had our bespoke shirt on, but in a different colour. So it might have been bespoke once, but then they just flogged it to other teams and put a different colourway on it.
And also, does putting the county badge and sponsor on it like carry it over into bespoke?
No, I don't think so. I think it's the actual.
It could be
shirt
argued in a court of law.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't imagine. Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. I like, of the recent ones, I like the pale pink. I like the mint from 2 seasons ago.
That was good, yeah.
And I'm keeping the blue and red from
Yes, yeah, you've got to keep that, yeah.
that whenever that was. I'm selling all the others.
Get in touch if you want to buy one of Hannah's shirts.
Yeah, they're all like extra large or large. But yeah. Even the Argentina one, which at the time I loved. And yeah. And I've got a Joma Dizzy Blonde one.
Oh, now we're talking.
Yeah.
That's... Oh, and there's obviously the Pinatar shirt.
I don't like
if you
that.
If you like that sort of thing, fine. I'm not asked either way.
I don't like the colour. It's kind of like a weird greeny, khaki, gold...
Snotty.
Colour. I don't like... I saw someone out in it on Friday night. They must have thought because pretty much everyone there was a county fan. It's like, oh, and everyone turns and watches this poor girl walking into Highballer and then walking out because they weren't allowed in for whatever reason. Yeah, I'm not a massive fan.
But a big fan of Highballer, famously.
Love Highballer.
Yes. Well, there'll be more on that coming later this week.
It's on every Friday night, isn't it? It's not like...
Oh, is it? I thought it was a monthly thing. I wasn't
sure.
Oh,
is it? No, it was a question rather than... Okay, so is it like last Friday of the month then or something?
Yeah, Foodie Friday. The best Friday to be in Stockport.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah. The churros were good.
The churro, I think it was singular by the time everyone else had got their hands on him.
I only wanted one. So it was like... So the reason behind that, and I didn't explain it at the time, I only wanted one, but it was only like a little bit more to get 6 than it was.
I see.
That's why I got 6, but I only ever wanted one.
I was admonishing people left, right, and centre.
No, they were bought to be eaten, not by me.
Maybe I'm just not a nice guy, Hannah. Maybe it's a me problem. Maybe I'm the bad boy of SK3 TV.
Defending
defending your honour in the churro sphere. Yes, I was. I absolutely was. Yes, Dan Malt, we did say karaoke. Not just karaoke, bandioke, which is absolutely smashed by our very own Will Howells. Absolutely smashed it. Brought the house down. brought the house down. I'm going to get there on Wednesday to record a podcast, and there's going to be nothing there because the house was quite literally brought down. Done. There we go. We've done an hour and nearly 10 minutes of just top content there. We've covered everything that needs to be covered.
I mean, definitely. We've definitely done that. I think we've done that an hour ago.
Yeah, I think we did. But people come to expect it now. I mean, that's why you watch us in your numbers. That's why over 1,000. We got over 1,000 views of our weirdly formatted fixtures episode last week. Over 1,000 streams. That is
People
mental.
are really just as bored as me, aren't they?
He's absolutely bonkers.
I need a project. If anyone would like any marketing advice, any branding, any just anything, just give me a shout. I'm spending far too much money on Vinted and Temu and all the websites. And it's not good for my bank balance. So, yeah.
Well, we're nearly there now. You're off to see Olivia Rodrigo. I
am
my new favourite as of about 24 hours ago.
Yes. So that's tomorrow night. Then we've got Mike's birthday at the weekend. I think I'm going to see Bradford and FC United on Saturday.
Deviant.
I need to talk to Liam. And then Pinatar. This time next week, I'll be 48 hours away from Pinatar.
Oh yes, you will. And so we'll be back next Monday at the same time with, God willing, signings to chat about.
Yeah.
And some travel advice like we did last year. The highlight of which last year was it's me, you, and Ben doing that episode, and you said, so it's very hot, so don't drink too much. And Ben basically said, no, I would drink too much. I'd go the other way on that one. Do drink too much.
One of the bars in this is really serious.
Yeah, they've had an
not
explosion.
Funny, exploded and people died.
Yeah.
But it was a complete it was a freak accident. It was a gas canister that exploded.
How long have you been working for the Pinatar Tourist Board, Hannah?
Well, they've not renewed my contract, hence why I'm just speaking the truth.
Hell
now.
surprise.
The flamingos are shit.
Pink wankers.
Charlotte's never even seen the flamingos. Last year, I kept saying to her, should we go and see the flamingos? And she'd be like, nah. Should we go to the garage or should we go to the kebab shop? Yes, love.
That's my kind of holiday. Oh, right. Thank you, Hannah.
Thank you.
Just for being you, not even for the podcast.
Thanks.
Well done.
Thanks.
That sounded really sarcastic. That sounded even worse than my buy me a copy plea, didn't it? That was just terrible.
No, demand.
Yeah, demand. Sorry, demand. Yeah, it wasn't a plea. It was a demand. It certainly wasn't a come and get me plea, was it? No, definitely not.
Oh, dear.
Right. Yes, we will be back next week. Don't forget to like and subscribe and do all that stuff. There'll be at least one Stockport culture pod coming out. Oh, we have extra breaking news. Sam Byrne is denying any pie action, so that's something that's picked us up a bit.
I feel like there's got to be something to do. If you had a Stockport County satirical Twitter account, there's got to be, some talk of Great North pie and HM pasties and 8 days a week.
Yeah, we're going to replace Ethan Pye with a convict.
All the big. Be really careful on this.
Courtney Meppen Walter, come on down. He was convicted. It's fine. Oh, right. Let's go before I say something stupid.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. See you next week.